This video is to teach you about puns in Act 1 of Hamlet. You may remember that there are 4 reasons reading Shakespeare is difficult, and one of those is wordplay. Puns are a specific type of wordplay that deals with a double sound or a double meaning. Both of these instances of puns come in the second scene of Act 1, and this is the scene where Claudius, the new king, and his wife Gertrude, the queen who was the queen with the previous king also, Claudius's brother, are addressing their court, and Hamlet is there with them. Claudius mentions that Hamlet, the son, is kin to him, part of his family. And in an aside, Hamlet says a little more than kin and less than kind. And an aside is kind of like a soliloquy where a character addresses the audience, but in an aside there are other characters on stage, and one or more of those characters do not hear what the speaking character says. So the way the audience takes this in is that Hamlet is thinking these words to himself, but he speaks them so the audience can know what he's thinking. He says a little more than kin and less than kind. And more than kin is the first thing to consider. More than kin can mean somebody is a friend and family. So if you would say that your brother or sister is more than kin, yes, they are your kin, your family, but they're more than that. They're a friend too. Or if you had a friend and you said that that friend is more than kin, then you'd say that that is a friend who sticks closer to than a brother, a friend who is a great friend, even better than your family. But he also is saying that Claudius is a little more than kin, so not just his relation, but also his stepdad. So he's his uncle and his dad. He's more than just family. The second part is less than kind, which is also a pun. This can mean less than what his type is supposed to be, so less than what a father should be, kind meaning type. Or the more obvious one, a little less than kind could mean a little less than nice or not nice. After this aside, Claudius asks Hamlet why the clouds are hanging around him. And so this is basically a metaphor to ask why is he depressed. Hamlet's response is, "Not so, my lord, I am too much in the sun." And too much in the sun is a pun. It could mean my life is too sunny, I'm too happy, I'm not actually depressed. Or it could mean I have too many dads, which is kind of a burn on Claudius. Like, I don't want you to be my dad, I'm too much of a son. So why puns? Why does Shakespeare have puns in the play? I think we're supposed to recognize that we don't always know how to take things. What's the truth? How am I supposed to take these lines? Which meaning is right? Well, actually, both of them are right. Something can mean more than what it means, or it can mean more than what it is. And it also brings up some questions. Can language ever fully capture the truth? And can language be truthful but not true? So to bring this home a little bit, if you decided to take your parents' car out without their permission, and instead of driving it yourself, you had a friend or a sibling drive it, then when your parents asked you, did you take the car, you might feel like you're being truthful in saying, well, I didn't take the car, even though you were riding in the car. And this is just an example of how partial truths are maybe truthful, but they are not actually true because maybe they are not addressing the intention of the question. So all of this, again, is getting us to think about language and the nature of language and whether language and truth can ever be clearly related, or whether language is always going to be a little bit of an obstruction of truth or a little bit of a distortion of truth. I hope this helps you understand puns in Act 1 of Hamlet.